Cubano is an iconic Cuban food truck sandwich prepared with roast pork and ham between layers of cheese and pickles. It is a perfect meal on the go. Cooking Company will take you step by step into preparing an ultimate Cuban sandwich at home, just like that. I hope you're ready. Start by adding 2 teaspoons of yeast to 200 milliliters of warm water. Then in another bowl, mix 200 grams of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Then pour in your yeast water and use your hands to knead everything together. This is messy and might take a while, but stick with it. Sprinkle flour on a board, then roll out your bread dough until it's smooth and even. Pour 2 tablespoons of olive oil into a bowl and coat the sides. Pop your dough inside, seal it up with cling film, and let that sit for 1 hour. Then remove the film and take the dough back to a floured board. Roll it out into a long sausage-like shape. Place the dough on a lined baking tin. Sprinkle with some more flour. And cover with cloth and allow to sit for 30 minutes. Remove the cloth and use a sharp knife to score the bread dough at regular intervals. Dust with more flour. Then it's time to bake at 200 degrees for 20 minutes. While it's baking, mix 2 tablespoons of garlic, 1 tablespoon of pepper, salt and cumin, and 2 tablespoons of oregano in a small bowl. Then add 100 milliliters of lime juice and orange juice and 2 tablespoons of lime zest and stir together well. Add 3 tablespoons of thyme and rosemary and 3 bay leaves and stir again. Now, add a few good-sized chunks of pork to your marinade. Cover it up with cling film and allow it to sit for 2 hours. Then it's time to bake at 150 degrees for 4 hours. Wow, look at it go. Take your freshly baked baguette and carefully trim off both ends of the bread. First one, and then the other. Once you've done that, cut it into 2 smaller pieces. Turn the half onto its end and carefully cut down the center so that you have 2 even sides for your sandwich. Using a really sharp bread knife will make this part much easier. Now, coat both sides of your bread with plenty of butter. Once they're coated, fry them, butter side down, for several minutes. Keep cooking until the bread turns golden brown, like so. Remove them from the pan and spread on plenty of your favourite mustard. Lay out some pickled cucumber, plenty of ham, and of course a generous portion of your cooked pork. Add your favourite cheese, and then of course the remaining half of your baguette. Butter your pan again, and sit your sandwich inside. Press down on the sandwich with something heavy to help everything cook. Brush some more butter on top and then turn the sandwich over. Easy does it. Keep cooking for a few more minutes, pressing down all the while. When it's done, it's time to remove from the pan and slice up your sandwich. I've gone for a diagonal cut. Time to serve up and impress your loved ones with a homemade Cubano. Enjoy! You're in for a treat now. Here are 5 delicious recipes for French toast from Cooking Company. Number 1. Take 4 eggs, 1 teaspoon of salt and the same of pepper and whisk them together. Then add some chopped coriander and spring onion and mix those in too. When they're mixed, take a slice of thick white bread, coat both sides of it with your flavoursome egg mixture. Heat a little olive oil in a non-stick pan. Then you can place your bread inside. Fry the bread for a few minutes. Watch the slice sizzle and then flip it over. You can see it's gone golden brown, and that's how you know it's cooked. Try to keep swirling the oil around the pan for even cooking. When you've cooked up a few slices, serve this savoury suggestion up for yourself or for a good friend. Look at that! Tasty! Idea number 2 requires white bread and Nutella, that classic sandwich filling. Spread it evenly and thickly over the bread, right up to the edges. Then place another slice on top. In a separate dish, mix 1 egg, 20 grams of sugar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. When they're blended, add 120 milliliters of milk and whisk it through. Then thoroughly soak your Nutella sandwich on all sides. Make sure to soak up as much mixture as you can. Melt a little butter in a non-stick pan. Then, when it's melted, place your sandwich inside. After cooking for a few minutes, flip it over carefully and look for that golden brown colour again. Let it brown on all sides and then you can take it over to your chopping board. Carefully slice through your sandwich with a sharp knife. And now it's time to present. Stack up your slices very carefully. 1, 2, 3. And now coat it with a dusting of icing sugar. And perhaps some sweet strawberries. This is a terrifically sweet spin to put on the French toast idea. Next, take another slice of bread and carefully slice off each of the crusts to create a neat white square, like so. Then slice your square into thin sections. Now take 2 eggs and 20 grams of sugar and mix them together well. Then add 200 milliliters of cream and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon and blend those into the mix. Dip your breadsticks into the mixture, soaking them properly. And once you've melted some butter in a pan, you can fry them, making sure to keep them turning so that they can get golden brown and tasty on all sides. Make sure you pay close attention so that they don't burn. When they're fully cooked, it's time to plate up your tasty French toast chips by stacking them with fresh raspberries and blueberries, as well as a healthy drizzle of maple syrup. This is one super sweet and unusual idea for French toast. Top marks for presentation. Impressive! Now number 4. You'll need 100 grams of cream cheese and some cranberry sauce mixed together. Then add dried cranberries and dark chocolate and stir them together well. In another bowl, mix together 2 eggs and 20 grams of brown sugar, then add a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of cinnamon and of nutmeg, quarter of a teaspoon of salt and 250 milliliters of cream, and stir together. Spread your cream cheese and cranberry mixture thickly over a slice of white bread. Then place another slice on top to make a sandwich and dip the whole thing into your egg mixture. Again, try to soak up as much as you can. Melt some butter in a pan until it starts to bubble. Then you can place your dipped sandwich into it. Cook thoroughly on both sides to turn the bread a golden brown colour. When it's fully cooked, you can plate up your sandwich. Cut it in half like so, and stack the pieces on your plate. Now add a topping of cream cheese, some dark chocolate, and dried cranberries. Look at this delicious piece of edible art. This will make everyone who eats it very happy. A great recipe idea if you like to mix savoury and sweet ingredients together. On to our last recipe. Mix 3 eggs and 200 grams of brown sugar together in a large dish. When they're mixed, add half a teaspoon of cinnamon, the same of nutmeg, and 200 milliliters of milk, and stir them through. Then it's time to soak a piece of white bread in the mixture, turning on both sides. Place it onto a baking tray, then repeat the steps with another slice. Now take some melted butter and pour it gently over both slices of dipped bread. Make sure you get a really good coating. When you've poured it on, you can use a brush to completely coat the slices in butter. Then sprinkle some brown sugar over both slices for some great flavour. Bake in the oven for 20 minutes at 150 degrees Celsius. When the toast is crispy and golden brown, place it on a tray and use a sharp knife to try to slice it into smaller chunks, like this. Be careful now. Plate it up and serve it with the separated chunks of your other slice of sweet toast. You can add a few raspberries for fruity flavour and perhaps some sliced almonds for a fun twist. And there you go, 5 great ideas for French toast.
Today I'm going to show you how to make a breakfast bread bowl. Super yum! First of all, we're going to start with a large fresh roll of bread. I'm cutting the top off. And then I'm going to hollow out the roll. This is going to be our bowl. That's right, it's the bowl and it's edible. Perfect. Now I'm going to take some parsley. This is freshly picked from the garden, and I'm chopping it up. Now I'm taking some ham, and I'm lining our breakfast bowl with the ham. I'm cracking an egg in there, covering with some cheddar cheese, and finally sprinkling some parsley on top. Add the top of the bread roll back on, wrap in tin foil, and bake in the oven at 180 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes. Now let's see what it looks like. It smells great. And open the top, you've got this amazing breakfast bowl in bread. Now all you need to do is season it with salt and pepper. Delicious. Absolutely amazing. You can eat the bowl as well. A breakfast bread bowl. Yum!